What's up everyone, I'm Dan and thanks to Abilite Studios for the review code for Citadelum on the Nintendo Switch 2. Citadelum marches onto the Nintendo Switch 2 as a deeply ambitious city builder set in ancient Rome, and it wastes no time making its intentions clear. This is not so much a casual pick up and play experience, but more a robust dive into city management. Originally released on PC in 2024, Citadelum now makes its way over to Nintendo's new hardware. The result is a game that is rich, complex, and often fascinating, but also demanding, occasionally frustrating, and very much aimed at players who enjoy a steep learning curve. The game is framed around historical events, and this narrative serves mainly as connective tissue between missions. You play as a Roman governor tasked with building and expanding settlements to strengthen Rome's legacy, with text-based story segments appearing between scenarios. It's functional rather than deep and engaging, but it gives structure and context to what is otherwise a very systems-driven experience. Citadelum is a traditional city builder, and it layers on far more complexity than most games in the genre. You begin each settlement by placing a forum, the heart of your city, and from here, gradually expand with houses, farms, workshops, markets, and civic buildings. You gather and refine resources from forests and quarries, grow vegetables, breed animals, catch fish, and even make wine to keep your citizens fed and happy. I actually enjoyed watching the workers trample the grapes. Resources flow through long production chains, grapes become wine, clay and stone become bricks, trees become planks. Every material has a purpose somewhere down the line, and managing these interlocking systems is the game's greatest strength. Your population is divided into two social classes, plebeians and patricians. Plebeians do the actual labour and require wages, while patricians don't work but pay taxes. Striking the right balance between the two is crucial. Too few workers and your economy grinds to a halt, too few taxpayers and you can't afford to pay wages or expand. Add enjoyable assignments for artisans, farmers, carpenters, actors and soldiers, and you quickly find yourself juggling a lot of plates at once. It's very in-depth, very detailed, and very easy to feel overwhelmed in the early hours. Citadelum describes itself as having 3-layered gameplay, and this is where it really distinguishes itself. The first layer is your settlement, where you handle all the familiar city building duties. The second layer is the overworld map, where you send explorers to discover new regions, free villages under siege, establish trade routes, and encounter hostile enemies. Combat is handled via tactical auto battles with a rock paper scissors system between infantry, cavalry and archers. You can simulate battles or manually set formations yourself. The third layer is the pantheon of the gods. There are 6 deities to keep happy, each demanding temples, offerings and specific resources. In return, they might bless your city with bountiful harvests or extra troops. Neglect them and they'll punish you by stealing food or destroying buildings. Again, it's a lot to deal with, and that's where I think this game will struggle. It's not very accessible to gamers who might want a casual experience. Buildings catch on fire, need constant maintenance, and you have to keep your citizens happy, all while trying to expand your empire and keep gods happy. As it's the Nintendo Switch 2, I'm pleased to announce that mouse controls are present. This can be turned on in the settings menu. It still requires camera movement on the second Joy-Con, but once you get used to it, it works. As does playing with the normal controls. In fact, I spent most of my time playing using the Pro Controller, but it's good to see another title making use of this feature, and especially in a sim management game like this one. Visually, Citadelum looks the part. While it's not overly detailed, it's always good to zoom in on your city and watch your citizens work or go drinking in the pub. The buildings are nicely designed, even if some of the environmental elements are a bit more low detail. Where Citadelum truly shines is its depth. Almost everything feeds into something else. Entertainment venues require trained actors, trade routes depend on surplus production, military expansion depends on healthy economy, divine favour depends on careful resource allocation. It's a wonderfully interconnected web that feels deeply satisfying once it clicks. Unfortunately for me, the game did a slightly poor job of easing players into this complexity, so I found most of my early hours just wandering around, zooming over my city and not really knowing what to do properly. Ultimately, Citadelum is a game of big ideas and bigger systems. It's very in-depth, very detailed and packed with mechanics to master. It's also hard to learn, occasionally clunky to control, and sometimes too ambitious for its own good. For fans of complex city builders who relish steep learning curves and dense management layers, this will be perfect. Citadelum will offer a rich and rewarding experience. For everyone else, it may feel like a daunting uphill climb. Saying that, I had a good time learning its systems, and would recommend to anyone who enjoys this genre of game. Citadelum is out now for the Nintendo Switch 2 on the eShop for $24.99 in the UK and $29.99 in the US. Big thanks to you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit that like button, and until next time.